Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do round 2 of playing with new makeup. I've got another little magical foundation combo to share with you today. This is from a subscriber, so we're going to be using that. I'm also going to be finishing up my review of the SUQQU. These are the signature eye colors, and I'm going to be using 01 today. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look, playing with some new makeup, as well as sharing one of my fragrances for life. This is a special fragrance from Ormonde Jayne. Then let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, we are going to do round 2 of playing with new makeup. And yes, I am trying to wear my hair a bit beachy. I was able to go to the hair salon and we ended up doing some fun beachy wave curls, but of course I live in Portland. It was pouring down rain, wasn't wearing a raincoat, and I had to run to the car and all of the little curls kind of fell out. So I tried to refresh the curls, but clearly I'm going to need to do several tutorials with my hairdresser of how to actually do the beachy waves, but I'm going to throw some pictures up because she did an amazing job. I couldn't even believe it was my actual hair. And as many of you know, I tend to go with the straight hair look. I just kind of like that kind of sleek, straight hair. But it's fun to try something new, and I'm going to try to learn how to curl my hair. Yes, I'm 52 years old. I don't know how to do that, but it's never too late to learn. So once I master that, we will try to do a curling tutorial. But we did have a little fun at the hair salon, which was so nice. A little bright light in the week. So today, you guys, we're going to do Magic Combo Foundation. This is from Arlene. Arlene said if I use the CC cream and I mix it with the La Beige Water Fresh tint, that this is also a magical combo. And I love this just on its own. You guys, this is the CC cream. This one actually has quite a bit of coverage, so of course I love it on days when I need that. Plus it's easy to use. This is fantastic to travel with. And then basically, you guys, this is magic in a bottle. Many of you commented on what a versatile product the La Beige Water Fresh tint is. You can use it as a primer. You can mix it with foundations. You can use it on its own. And I just find it to be one of these that truly, anytime I wear this on camera, you guys always compliment my skin, and it's this. So it is the La Beige Water Fresh tint. So if anything, I would say definitely give this a try. It is a unique product. I do have to say, when I first tried it, no, I wasn't completely in love with it. I was kind of like, why am I paying $65 for no coverage? But then if you let it kind of melt into the skin, it literally plumps up your skin. It gives it sort of an angelic kind of look. You guys, it blurs it, but it looks like skin, and it's just kind of awesome. So today we are going to mix these two together. I have the CC cream in beige 30, and this is the shade beige 30. And then I have this one in medium light. So I'm going to take a pump of that. That one's a little watery. And then I'm going to mix these together. And I usually apply the CC cream with my hands. So I will start with my fingertips to kind of really incorporate it into the skin. And then I will use a beauty blender or a brush just to make sure that it's fully incorporated. Okay guys, here is the finish of Magic Combo number 2, and we've got the CC cream. I have it in beige 30. I did buy beige 30 in the summer, so it might give me a little bit more of a healthy slightly darker tone, and then I have this one in medium light. And I don't know if you can see, but it definitely gives you a little bit of glow, but it's not overly dewy. And the unique thing about the Le Beige Water Fresh tint is that it's literally little pigments that are housed in hydrating little beads. So they kind of break down on the skin, so that's why you do kind of need to use your fingertips, break down that pigmentation and get it smooth over the skin. It comes with its own little brush, so again, just fingertips or a brush just to kind of break those down, and I find that it's just gonna kind of mesh into the skin in a few minutes, and then you'll start to see the magic happen. Okay guys, we're gonna move on to eyes, and last but not least, we are using the beautiful, this is SUQQU Signature Eye Color, and this one's in 01. And I know some of you have been waiting for 01. I was just attracted to number 6, which is sort of my ultimate favorite so far from the ones that I bought, and that's just because it's a little bit different of a color story. So just love that one. And then this looks right up my alley, you guys. Such a pretty quad here. I'm going to give you a swatch. Okay, so you guys, here is a swatch of number 1, and as you can see, this first shade here, you guys, in all of the quads, that's kind of like your topper shade. If you can see how it's got that little bit of sparkle in it, and it is not giving me huge payoff. It looks beautiful on the eyes, but it's more like a little topper. And then we've got this gorgeous kind of mauvey taupe. Then we've got this kind of beautiful taupe that has a little bit of undertones, I think, of lavender. Love this color right here. And then we've got this gorgeous, I am kind of saying rose slash mauve color. So this is so pretty on the eyes. And I just got my new Victoria Beckham. This is her new liner in ash, and I think this is going to look beautiful with this eye quad. So we're going to actually use ash today. So let's start. I'm going to start by putting this beautiful shade here. This is kind of like the most this is kind of like the matte shade here. I'm going to place that in the crease. We'll start with that. I am using my Chanel. This is the blender shader brush, kind of like my go-to when I'm washing other brushes. So I am going to go ahead and place some of that beautiful shade in that crease over here. Start to draw a little definition. You guys, that's just a really pretty wash of color. I'm actually going to take a little bit of this color on the other kind of flat edged. I'm going to create a little bit of shadow underneath my eyes with that, kind of connecting everything. Okay guys, this is such a pretty wash of color. I really like that, and I could see myself just wearing this like for a quick and easy quick little eyeliner, and I just think it would be kind of a pretty sort of soft wash of color. Then I'm going to go in with this shade right here. Then I'm going to go in this shade right here. This is right up my alley. It's kind of like a pewter with a little bit of silvery. This is definitely kind of has a little bit more cool tones in it, and it's so pretty on the eye. So the other day when we used O2, that's going to be your warm everyday palette. This is going to be your more cool toned kind of everyday palette. I'm actually going to use the other flat edge side here. We're going to take this pretty color and I'm going to place that down on the lid. Okay guys, here's what I have on so far. Just those two shades, and quite honestly, I could just leave it at that, put on some eyeliner, mascara, and be super happy with the way this eye looks. But we're going to come into this deeper shade here. I'm going to play up the outer V a little bit over here, maybe bring a little bit more into that crease area. And this color is so pretty. So now we are working with this deeper tone right here. And we're going to smoke the eye out just a bit. I am using Wayne Goss number 20. So it's just a little bit more of a defined brush, you guys. And I can even kind of play up and bring that close to the lash line if I want to. And as I always say, don't worry, I'm going to be blending everything out. I'm going to actually take a little bit of this on that flat brush here. I'm going to run a little bit of that also underneath the lash line. Taking a clean, fluffy brush, you guys, and I'm just going to take a couple seconds here to kind of windshield wash, soften all of the edges here. And this is what it looks like so far. Then we're going to take this beautiful topper, you guys, and it's going to kind of transform the eye look. So I usually just use my finger, and this really reminds me of like a Tom Ford topper. And I'm just going to come here. I'm going to come here and just sort of lightly use my finger and lighten up just a bit on that inner part of my eye. Someone was asking me if they're super sparkly. There's definitely a little sparkle in that topper shade. Again, you could totally pass, like if you're wearing this during the day, or just do a little light wash of the topper, and it's going to give your eyes just a pretty nice little reflection. Okay, we're going to use the new Victoria Beckham. These are her satin cajole liners, which I really do like. I do admit I have to be a little bit more careful putting these on than with my like Chanel L'Estilo Use or my Chantecaille Luster Glides that are more of a gel based kind of eyeliner, but these are so pretty, and then you can really kind of just smoke out your eye. So pretty. So I'm first going to just come in, you guys, I'm going to tight line just a little bit close to the lash line. And then on the other end, it's got a nice little soft tip here to really help smudge. I'm kind of using just whatever's left on here, and I'm just smudging a little bit underneath. I don't want to make it too smudgy today. I kind of want to keep it a little bit cleaner looking. So I'm going to keep it like this, where I'm just defining the lash line. We're going to coat on a bunch of mascara to really pop the eyes, and then we'll actually use this in another video kind of as a smoky eye. So I'll have something fun for you using all Victoria Beckham, but thought that this would actually go really nice with this kind of coloring today. So I'm going to go take a minute to clean up my eyebrows and put on coats of mascara, and then I'll be right back and we'll finish off the face. Okay guys, we have eyeballs on, and I'm going to quickly put a little bit of my Chanel. This is the Rose Corrector, and I tend to like to use this after I put on eyeshadow, and then I'll just kind of clean it up just a teeny bit. You guys, this a little goes a long way with this corrector. So I'm going to use my ring fingers here, and I'm just going to come in, going to kind of I'm going to kind of dab this down to the top of the cheekbones here and then bring it up and out. And then I'll kind of bring it in, and at first I'm like, ooh, it's too brightening, but it just sort of melts into the skin, so it won't stay this bright forever. But it does sort of just brighten up the eye area. Now I'm going to set the makeup now, and I'm going to be using the Christian Dior Forever Cushion Powder, and I do really love this beautiful powder. So I'm going to use this brush here. This is from Wayne Goss. Just putting a little bit on my brush here, and I'm going to start to just kind of put a little bit down the T-zone. Okay, gonna go ahead and use my Serena bronzer again, you guys, just duplicating a little bit. This has been my go-to bronzer lately, and I'm just gonna warm up my skin. Okay, for blush, we are going to be using the Sisley. This is the Lafito, but I got a question about these beauties and kind of the differences. So you guys, this Lorcaday, this is in Rose number 2, and this is so pretty, but this is a blush highlighter. So it's going to be all in one inclusive. It looks gorgeous on the skin, and this one is going to be similar. If you look at the tone right here, that's almost like the shade of the blush. Let's see. Okay guys, here is a little swatch. So this one is the new one. This is the Peony number 1, and then I took a little bit of a swatch of right here, and this is the color. Little bit, if you can see, they definitely are in the same rose kind of pink tone, a little bit different, but you can see there's a little bit more shimmer going on. So what I would say is this is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful on your skin. I will do one side with this, and I will do the other side just with this blush, just because some people were asking about comparison. And what I was going to say is that this one is truly like your all-inclusive blush highlighter, the part of the reason I love it. And this is going to be more, teeny bit more like your, and this is going to be more like your traditional blush. So I'm going to put on this side over here, we're going to put on some of this Peony. I'm going to use this right here. And then on this side, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to just use the whole thing so you can kind of see. But someone was saying either if they own them, either if they own these already, or if they were kind of intrigued and wanted to purchase this instead. I wanted to show you what it looks like on the skin. Okay guys, so here is the difference here. This is the Lorcaday with that beautiful highlighter. It looks so pretty on the skin, and I love one-stop shop, as I don't always put highlighter on every day. So this just kind of provides me with a beautiful sheen on the skin. And this is the Lorcaday from Sicily in Rose. And then this is the Peony shade. And again, really pretty, but it's not going to quite have that sheen look like this one. So 2 different products. Both of these are very expensive products. Guys, here. One's definitely going to have more of a little bit of that highlighter shimmer on the skin. This is going to be sort of a more traditional kind of blush. So the one thing I will say that I have found is that these blushes stay on my skin all day long. So wanted to address that request from you guys. As always, you guys, please reach out, let me know. I'm always happy to do some comparisons on products if I own them. So always feel free to reach out. Happy to do that for you. Okay, I'm going to finish off the look. I'm going to use Chantecaille. This is one of their new lip cheeks, and this one's in Hyssop. You guys, I love all three of the lip cheeks. Like, I love the new spring collection, but today I'm going to use Hyssop, and this is kind of your perfect, and this is going to give you a pretty your lips but better kind of look. And this is the shade Hyssop. Just love the lip cheeks, you guys. They feel so good on the lips. I also find them to be very complimentary towards more mature lips. They kind of have some hyaluronic acid in it, and it kind of plumps up your lip. I find it to be a little bit more youthful looking, and again, love all three of these. So I want to give a shout out to those. And then we're going to finish with fragrance of the day. And basically, you guys, this is a fragrance for life for me. This is from Ormonde Jayne, and this is Royal Elixir. So I absolutely love Ambre Royal. So if you're familiar with Ambre Royal from Ormonde Jayne, this is basically the extrait version of that. And I would pretty much say this is like my perfect Abbey perfume. This is one of these dreamy perfumes. This is also a huge compliment getter. So because I know many of you want me to do a compliment getter perfume video, and I am working on that. So do know that is going to be coming up. But this is sort of like a dream come true perfume for me. Ormonde Jayne is a British perfumer. This is created in London, so it definitely has kind of British vibes about them. I also own Chi by Ormonde Jayne. I have the sampler set, so let me know if you guys want me to go through the sampler set. I love Ormonde Jayne Woman. I love Tolu. Basically there's a bunch that I love, but I fell in love with Ambre Royal. That's something that I like, those kind of warm, kind of sensual, dreamy kind of fragrances. And this one I love because it's got a little bit of greenness to it. It's got a touch of sophisticated powder. It's got woodiness, it's got florals, but nothing that's over the top that's gonna make me kind of sick. So this one it's dreamy, it's sophisticated, it's complex, but it's not heavy. It's intoxicating. It's one that I basically am like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. It leaves a bit of an intoxicating trail as well. This one smells fantastic, like on clothes. Like if you do spray your clothes and the next day you pick it up, you're like, gosh, why does this smell so good? It's gonna be the lingering effect of Royal Elixir. So first let me tell you the notes. In the top it's got green notes, orange absolute, and bergamot. And by now you probably know I really am a fan of bergamot. There's a little bit of freshness in it, and that's what bergamot does for me. It's got a little bit of that freshness. This isn't too freshy, like it's not too much one of those freshy fragrances, but it's got a touch of that. And in the heart, it's got jasmine absolute, osmanthus, rose oil, amber, orris butter, and orchid oil. Then in the soul, it's got cedar wood, ambroxan, tonka, patchouli, and musk. So I'm going to spray some on. Oh gosh, you guys, this is just divine. Everything that I was kind of looking for. This is what I would consider day-to-day perfume. I would wear this throughout the day. This is not something that I can only wear designated as a nighttime perfume. This is elegant. This is refined. This just sort of oozes quality to me. So this is just hitting all of the notes. It definitely is complex. There is a lot going on in here, and you will get different notes that shine on some days and others. others will kind of shine through. I find it that it's very interesting wearing it with different weather kind of elements. When it's a little bit colder, I feel like I'm getting almost a little leathery vibe in here. And then on days when it's a little bit warmer out, I can really get the florals that they kind of shine a little bit more. So that jasmine and rose kind of come out into here. It's got that base of woodiness in here. It's got a little bit of that soft musk in it, as well as that cozy kind of ambroxan. And then there's also sort of a green note in here, and I don't always gravitate towards kind of green perfumes. I found that Ormonde Jayne across the line has a little bit of these really natural kind of green notes in it that make this whole line kind of special. So to me, this has a little bit of everything. Again, I think that it's complex. This one also has a magical element to it. About an hour within wearing this, all of a sudden this just really sort of morphs for me, and it becomes so intoxicating. Does definitely leave a trail. A little bit of the florals come out, and again, as I've mentioned, I really do love floral fragrances. I used to love to wear those super heady kind of tuberose fragrances, but those tend to now make me and my chemistry a little bit sick and kind of make me nauseous, but of course I still love some of those lush florals, and I think that's why I love this so much, is that I get a little bit of those florals come out about an hour within, but it's perfectly balanced and grounded within that deeper base. So got that wood and that amber. There is a slight powderiness to this from that orris butter, but it isn't powder bomb. This is just going to have what I would consider a sophisticated dry down. So again, you guys, this is sort of a very elegant, classy, refined fragrance, but it's not cold and off-putting. So sometimes when fragrances are described as complex or abstract, they can sometimes also be a little bit what I would call aloof, not quite as welcoming or approachable. And the reason I love Royal Elixir is that it has all the qualities that I love. It is refined, it is sophisticated, it is complex, but it is also approachable, and that aligns more with me and my personality, and I cannot recommend this Royal Elixir enough. Definitely get a sample. I fell in love with Ambre Royal from Ormonde Jayne, and this is basically an amped up version. A little goes a long way. 2 sprays, you're going to be good for the entire day. And again, this has some longevity and strength to it, so you don't need a lot. It will leave an intoxicating trail, and it also is a compliment getter. So Ormonde Jayne, Royal Elixir, fragrance for life, as well as fragrance of the day. Okay guys, that is the final look for the day. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll be back with another video soon.